This podcast is brought to you by the couchcommentators.shop. Help support the channel by purchasing your Couch Commentators merchandise using the link below. Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world. Today I have James and Dan by my side. As usual, gentlemen, how are we going, Jimothy?
Going pretty good. Look, weather's been a bit all over the place recently. It's hard to really get the vibe on spring, but you know what met all expectations? Finals footy, mate.
Oh, finals footy, how good is it?
Mate, it's really good when my team's not in there. I'm having so much fun.
It's good for some and bad for others. We'll find out about that soon, I'm sure. Dan, mate, how you going?
Yeah, not too bad. As James said, the weather's been up and down, but today was a pretty sunny day.
It's weird. It's been like, oh, well, Dan, you wouldn't know because like waking up at 5 a.m. stuff, but it's been like 3 degrees in the morning and then it's getting to like 24 in the afternoon. I don't know what's going on.
Ice on the windscreen on Monday.
Yeah, it's fact.
That's because you live out in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, mate.
We are in Stone Age, but we have upgraded. We're in the future now.
They haven't invented fire out these days yet.
Heat. Okay, good stuff, gentlemen. Good to hear you going good. Me, not so well. My team didn't do too good, but that is due to like a couple reasons. For that, I will be giving an announcement, guys, for this podcast, the listeners, and to these guys right by my side. They didn't know, but this week we are going to be ref bashing. I know usually we don't do that, but this week only, I will be bashing refs. Okay,
James,
I just want to put that announcement out.
Is this where we live?
Yeah.
I don't ref bash.
Yeah, I don't ref bash
Don't know if there was that much to ref bash about. To be honest.
Mate, there's so much, but we'll get into that soon.
And Brennan, I thought you only wore your Sharks jersey when the Sharks won.
I wear this when I like to believe in chances of 2016. This jersey's from, so
Yes.
we believe. There's still strong beliefs from the Shire. No Shire attire this week, but look, we'll get into the footy soon, I'm sure of it. Firstly, we get into accountability, though, gentlemen, and another week of bad punting from all of us. Rough. James and Lucas's horses not finishing top 3. My multi didn't go too well with Sharks losing, and Daniel's.
I think I would have got two legs on my multi because I had Manly to win and under 49.5 points.
Yeah, just the try scorers were.
Yeah, just the try scorers. No Tommy and no
Leachy.
Yeah.
Unlucky, unfortunately.
Leachy just got monstered in that game.
But look, we'll be better for it next week. I can sense the horse racing multi getting up soon. Oh, I can feel it.
I can feel it in my giblets.
It's horse racing season hotting up, so look forward to that. Gamble responsibly, obviously. Now, new part of the podcast. We thought we'd just bring it up. OzTag review, guys. I know our listeners are really keen to what's happening in the OzTag world at Minto OzTag Field. Gentlemen, recently we have been given a suspension, all 3 of us, all of our team. There was a bit of a hiss-hoss.
A brouhaha.
If you could call it that.
Yeah.
A little bit of a push and shove.
Wasn't too much of the actual fighting going on, but let's just say players got into a bit of a push and shove, and then fans jumped on the field. I was on the bench, so I kind of slowly walked over and yelled at everyone going, come on, mate, it's Wednesday, OzTag. Div 2 OzTag now as well. So, like, what are we getting fired up about here, guys?
I was also on the bench, and I stayed on the bench. I didn't get involved.
Yeah.
So I feel hard done by that I got suspended.
Yeah, look, it's rough for all of us. Our first game back into Div 2, we were winning 1-0. One try was scored by yours truly. Set up by yours truly. But look, the real question we got to ask is the fans, the listeners, let us know, does my try count to get me off the nudie run? If our game has now not counted towards our points tally.
the game does end in a no result, so technically it never happened.
Yeah, nothing happened.
But like I did cross the line, he did set it up. Look, you're taking a try assist off James. Or you're taking a try.
Look, I'll have plenty of try assists, so I don't need another.
But yeah, look, we're eager to hear what you have to say about that. That's all for the OzTag, though. Obviously got this week off, so we'll be fresh, ready for the next week.
Yeah. So there'll be no OzTag review next week.
Yeah.
Aside, my ankle was feeling a little bit unstable.
Would you say you were feeling a bit of ankle awareness?
Yeah, ankle awareness even. So I was worried about strapping it this week. Don't have to.
Good stuff. We'll be fit and ready for next week.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow
Next week, yeah. maybe edit the podcast.
Podcast will already be out by that time.
True.
Yeah, Brendan.
Gentlemen, we get to the best part of the podcast brought to us by the listeners. It is the listener questions. And now
Da-da-da.
we have a couple, and they're mainly from one man. He loves to give us these questions. It's Matty C, obviously, we're talking about here. He asks, first question, would you rather listen to Leachy make excuses about the Sharks for 8 hours or listen to Bulldog Richie for 4 hours? What's Bulldog Richie talking about? Just anything, I guess.
Yeah.
James, mate, what would you rather listen to?
Look, the amount of dribble that I'll be hearing from either of them, it's I reckon they're on par. So I'm gonna go with Bulldog. 4 hours, just
Less than 8.
yeah, it's less of a slog.
That's true.
And plus, like, you listening to Brandon is just another day-to-day basis. Like,
Yeah,
you
That's
listen
a
to
big
him
old-
24/7.
Look,
yeah,
y'all-
but see, I don't know what the rules and stipulations are of this.
Yeah, true.
Do I have to pay attention
yeah,
to
can
what
you
he's
just
saying?
zone out. Dan, what are you picking?
Yeah, look, listening to you for 8 hours is
Pretty good.
it's pretty much like, you know how you get like chalk on a chalk, no, like fingernails on a blackboard, and you just scratch it down. It's like listening to that. So I'm gonna go with Bulldog Richie.
Okay. Look, after that raving reviews from you guys, I'll be picking myself. It's like
No
listening
way.
to the podcast like 8 episodes in a row. You know, you just get to listen to me complain about the Sharks being robbed. So, look, I think it's actually a good thing to listen to be fair, guys. The one podcast in the world. And so, you get it. Thank you, Matt. I wonder what you would pick. I'm sure.
I'm sure I'd listen to you for 8 hours.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Now, this question is for Dan, and it
Ooh.
is from Matt again. He asks, if you could never drink vodka orange juice again, what would you drink instead, or would you go sober?
Look, so I've had time to think about this question because obviously I wrote it into the script. So, you know, like I've had time. And, you know, I've thought about some loopholes about this question.
Loopholes.
You know, he said vodka and orange juice. I could just say I'm going to drink vodka and pineapple juice.
Oh.
Yeah,
Loopholes, gentlemen, loopholes.
Doesn't have the same ring
Orange
as
cordial?
a Vojay.
Yeah.
Vodka
could-
pine.
I could go vodka cordial, yeah.
Vodka
A
cordial.
cordial.
A
apple
cordial.
martinis.
Yeah, look, hear us out. Literally last week he had an apple juice vodka, so all juices are fucking on the realm here.
Not just orange juice. I did start out by drinking vodka and orange and passion fruit juice. So, like,
Yeah. So, Matt, what would you want to see Dan drink? We'll get him to do it on the podcast.
no, mate, he'll just say beer.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Spoiler alert.
We'll get a bucket. Just for the fans, Dan, for the fans.
For the fans, yeah.
Okay. Next
We'll
one.
discuss it as apple juice.
Smart. Moe asked. He asked, would you rather penis-sized nipples or nipple-sized penis? Gentlemen, this is a great question. This is going to Matty C territory.
Yeah, when I looked at it, I'm like, this is a Matty C question.
Okay. James.
I'm gonna have to regretfully get I'm gonna go for the nipple-sized penis, I guess.
Okay. I mean, like, it's still a growing gang, you know?
Yeah,
When it's a bit opposite. When it gets a bit cold, you get hard.
Walking around fucking like that.
Oh, God.
What if they're erect as well?
It'd make you,
Like, fucking-
it'd make your CMD better, you know?
Yeah.
Dead, mate.
Look, I already have one, but I'll let the fans decide which one that is. But I'm probably gonna go the nipple-sized penis because I'm not hanging around with freaking dicks off my nipples.
I'm sure there's people with micro penises. I'm sure they live lives.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking here, guys. We're gonna have penis-sized nipples. Because he's saying my penis isn't the size of a nipple already. So, hey, look into that what you will. Now, the next question. Move on from that pretty quickly, guys. Moe asks, again, he asks, would you rather never touch technology again phones, laptops, PCs, or never touch a girl again. Okay, James.
He's fucking dug deep in here. Either
His
Ooga
would you
Booga or virgin.
Celibacy.
Yeah, celibacy. Yeah,
Chastity mode.
just like after fucking that many, after what, maybe 6 months, you just gain your virginity again.
Yeah, it just slowly creeps back.
Yeah. Fuck. Ooga booga.
Ooga booga. Oonga booga. Oonga booga. Dan.
Technology again.
Oh, well. Well.
Technically, this is technology.
Well.
I said I'm not
Okay.
touching technology again if the mic didn't hear me.
Look, I would probably go the same as you guys, but I'm going to go different just for the sake of the podcast. I'm going to go technology because hear me out. The future is now, guys. They're making sex dolls really realistic. Now, in the future, let's not say AI can't change the game up here, and the technology could become that good. Like we don't know.
Can't
We
even
don't
tell
know.
the difference.
we couldn't tell the difference. Yeah,
I'll be able to tell the difference when there's a gig riding inside the fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the future is now, Moe. Okay, now that's all for the list of questions, but we have speak pipes, gentlemen. Of course, we have got the speak pipes, and we got a couple, so let's get into them. We have one from last week, and the Sean put his out a little too late, so we'll listen to that now.
Hey guys, Day Sean here. Apologies for the background noise. I find myself sleeping in my vehicle tonight, as I have been for the last few nights after some actions taken last week after the podcast. I'll be circling around back to that later. But for now, I just wanted to go ahead and ask your guys' opinion on something. After your sage counsel last week, I went ahead and did some research for myself on the internet on different teams just to see who I would be best punting with. And I found something a little bit peculiar, something that piqued my interest. It got my noggin jogging, as it were. A certain gentleman named Keith Escherman found himself in some hot water earlier in the year. He was acquitted, of course, but I was just wondering your guys' opinion on the West Tigers team member to teacher to PDF file pipeline that seems to be emerging as the West Tigers meta going forward. And just curious as well if you guys have any predictions on future PDF files that I might be able to steer clear of in their respective teams. As always, your sage counsel is welcomed here. Sage counsel that perhaps may have done me well this past week as I put $3,000 into a team and did not realise that they would be not winning that game. But hey, as you say, we chase our losses, and I will be chasing this in my vehicle for the next few days. I suspect any counsel from your guys and any insight for my enlightenment on future punting would help me get out of this hole I've found myself in. You guys take care and be well.
Oh, that's good.
Good to hear that you're gambling responsibly.
Sean, mate, look, chase those losses, man. They can't run
Look,
forever.
all I'm hearing is he has a car. When you have a car, you have money.
Yes.
And
Back
obviously,
Sell your car, put the money on something, and you'll win.
this is not actual advice. We're not putting. But if you were to think of this on your own ideas and your own terms, Sharks are looking pretty good, I would say, after last week's performance.
I
Only
think
up
that's
from
the
here.
team he backed last week for.
Shit. What's the PDF file he's talking about?
I
It
was
must be
lost
a-
with that, honestly.
The
mate.
Tigers
Tigers.
PDF. Yeah. Look
if-
to steer clear from any Tigers PDFs in the
If
future.
you could give us some more explanation on that, within reason, if it's a bit, what's the word?
Cool.
Yeah, if it's a bit,
How's it going?
yeah, if it's a bit how's it going, but yeah, maybe
okay.
give us a bit of more explanation on it. Thank you to Sean.
Okay, thank you to Sean. Also, gamble responsibly.
Yeah,
also,
just stay away from Tigers,
stay away from
staff,
Tigers.
players, fans,
But yeah, all our gambling
and in general
advice,
in the jungle. Stay away from Tigers.
Yeah,
As you can
honestly.
see at the start of the podcast, we're really good. So
We totally don't suck each week.
good stuff though. Glad to hear you again. Now we have one from Phoenix was robbed, and I can only assume it's the man behind this might be Ken, but we'll find out.
Yeah, fuck. G'day, boys. How are yous?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, not bad.
Very good, Ken.
Tough weekend with Newcastle, buddy. Phoenix. They shouldn't have taken him off, mate. You're not going to win the game by taking Phoenix
Without him.
Crossland off. I can tell you that now. But yeah, shit. Rough weekend. Just how the cookie crumbles, brah. It's very odd that like between them and the Dogs, I genuinely thought that the two better sides lost. But you know what? Look, at the end of the day, they did better than the Tigers. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
who wouldn't? Like 16 other clubs would do better than the Tigers as well. But it's not about bashing the Tigers. Anyway, boys, just want to know what's your thoughts on the upcoming games. And Leachy, this one's probably for you. Do you genuinely believe in your heart that Hines can get it done in a big game? Because it's not looking good, eh? Doesn't look good. Anyway, boys, have a good one. Hooroo.
Thanks, Ken, mate.
Thanks, Ken.
Look, I think those games, yeah. I think Knights definitely put out a really good effort. Like Kalen Pogger tried his hardest to get that win. Bulldogs, they had moments where they just went laps. I don't think they were the better team. I think
Yeah, they were
both
better
teams
the
are pretty.
better team for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
As for the future games, we'll get into that in the NRL talk. But for Nico Hines, look, as a halfback, I don't know if he's going to be the man to bring us the premiership. But I think he has big games in him, and he's played good games before, and he'll play good games in the future. The game that we're talking about just now, obviously, there was a lot of factors what went wrong in that. I'll get into soon as well, because we don't ref bash, but this podcast specifically, we're ref bashing. Okay, now, for Nico, I think he cops a lot of shit for what he did, like 2 bad things in that game. But
one is an unforgivable thing that he's done multiple times.
Yeah, not
and I
making
hate
the touch finder, and then getting tackled on last. I think
that was a Trindle mistake as well, though.
Yeah, but Trindle doesn't get the fucking the media pressure that Nico does. But alas, we get into the next speak pipe, and it is from my man Henry Flood. Okay, Henry Flood. Let's hear what Henry has to say.
Hi guys, it's Henry Flood here, or Flood. Whatever you'd like to call me, Brandon, that's fine with me. Just wanted to reach out and make sure Brandon's all right. I was down at OzTag last week again. I wasn't in the bushes this time. I was watching from the car, and I noticed your game got called off. Bit of a scuffle, bit of a brouhaha, as you guys would say. I just wanted to make sure you're all right, Brandon, because yeah, I just wouldn't want anyone to hurt you, you know. You are my friend. Yeah, if you could just break down the game for me, that'd be great. And again, any chance of the Dogs coming out today, maybe? Anyway, can't wait to get your thoughts, and I hope you're okay, Brandon. All right. Love you. Bye.
He sounds like he's trembling over his words, man.
Yeah, he's
a bit scared.
Well, he has got an AVO out against his name after the bushes scenario.
Is that why he was sitting in his car last week?
Yeah, he had
wasn't
to
allowed
be
within
about
50 meters.
50 meters out of the stadium. You know, look, it's always good to have great fans. The Dogs again not out. Socks on. Sorry, Henry. As for the game, as we said earlier, got to try. So I know you would have been. The car would have been rustling.
The car would have been a bit stand up.
I'm okay as well. Didn't get hurt. Stayed clear from the violence. Thank you, Henry, for looking out for me, though. As for the game, though, our defense was on point. Div 2, watch out when we get to play, finally.
If we ever finish a game.
Yeah. Maybe next time, Henry, you can come down and you can watch from the sideline. And
I thought you had an AVO.
Yeah. Look, I might let him for one game so he can get involved in the fight as well. Thank you again, Henry. Great stuff. Henry Flood, that is. Henry Flood.
Not Flood.
Not Flood.
Okay.
We're just changing his name for him.
Next one is from My Bad. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Don't know where it could go.
Thank God I was there last week at Oztag because, if I didn't stop what was happening, I think Dan was going to kill someone. He had that look in his eyes of just, I'm going to murder someone. I didn't even want that on my conscience letting that happen, so. Nah, bullshit aside, fuck me, what a bunch of dumb little dog cunts. Little fucking Eshe kids thinking they're all hard on this fucking hell. Absolute bunch of dog cunts. Anyway, boys, now that we have a suspension to serve, just remembered I was meant to call old mate. Haven't done that. I will speak to him tonight when I go down for mixed. Sorry, boys.
Beautiful. Look, yeah, when we rocked up to the game, they had their boombox. They were like a Penrith wannabe, so I would say. Is a way.
Penrith from Campbelltown.
But they're all like 18-year-old, like, think they're all king shit still. Haven't been put on their ass yet. So, and then there was like this big redhead on the sideline who was like the main culprit / instigator. Like the fight had already started. There,
That's
like from
unprofessional of me.
How dare you? In between a story, he comes running on the field. We have a big redhead bloke as well. Shout out other Aiden. And the redhead on redhead violence just comes out of nowhere. It just comes and takes him and grabs him around the head. And it was like, whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Calm down.
It's like only one redhead could be out the game, which is it's scary to think about that people can come on the field and attack me. That's why I need Henry there. But no, yeah, shout out Aiden and this Aiden as well. Please contact the bloke. I want to be playing next week. Okay, up the riff is the next speak pipe. Guess it's from same man from the last one. Be anyone though. Could be anyone.
There we go.
Also, just thought I'd like to let you know that I was in God's country on Friday night, also known as the Riff or Penrith. Yeah, just had to go and watch that game. I knew we'd win, but I didn't think that Cleary was going to slap his cock across the field that much. Oh my God. I think he is not only definitely immortal worthy, I think he's in GOAT territory. I think by the time we see him done, he's going to be the absolute greatest of all time. No one even close. Andrew Johns is going to be nothing compared to him by the time his career's done. And I don't think there's any denying that. He's just simply too good, too excellent. And then just Penrith as a whole. Oh, what a game. Wow.
Look, bit of cock riding from Aiden there on the on Cleary.
Bit of glazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he did have the big cock on show, so he's got to see it live in person, to be fair.
I'm not going to lie. Finals Cleary does hit different, though.
Yeah.
The fact that he came back from just injury in general and just goes back straight into it, all of Penrith just slips back into their style.
Yeah, it was very impressive. And the talks about the GOAT chat, I tell you, it doesn't feel like he has to do a lot more.
I'd say win an Origin.
The only thing I can see,
series.
It's Origin in Australia that he hasn't really stepped up and dominated with all the stars around. But
that and like his injuries, like if he's not going to hit all the accolades like some of them if his career doesn't prolong as long as the others.
I don't reckon he'll hit 300.
Yeah, that's his body just doesn't seem to be up to that level of getting to like 400 games or like 300 games, that sort of stuff. But other than that, like if he just keeps winning prems, it's hard to fucking steer away from that.
What's this? He's 80 minutes away from his fifth grand final in a row.
Yep.
Fifth grand final in 5 years.
Yeah.
And Jet Cleary obviously to come back after he goes to the Warriors for a standard. Look, the dominance just continues.
Imagine like he comes back from the Warriors and then Jet and Nathan just in the halves, flopping their cocks out.
Together. I want to hear Aiden's opinion on how he thinks they'll go next year without Luai, Fisher Harris, all those players. Let me know if you think Cleary's cock's big enough to carry the team. Now we go to the next question. It's from Fuck the Bulldogs, and it's from Moe. You don't usually hear a Muhammad saying "fuck the Bulldogs." Let me tell you. Let's listen to this one.
Good afternoon, Dan. Good afternoon, James, and good afternoon, man of the hour, Brandon Leachy, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Look, I'm sure you've had a lot of questions to answer, so here's another one, mate. The Sharks aren't winning, and they're not winning finals again. It's been the last 4 or 5 years, the same fucking story. There's obviously a cancer in the team called Nicholas Hines, or some of the boys like to call him Nicholas the Choker Hines, Mental Midget Hines, whatever you want to fucking call him. We know who we're talking about. Now,
I don't see where
the
this has to
Sharks
go
were
with the
performing
Bulldogs.
better with Atkinson in the side with Trindle, and obviously Brandy coming out saying they should play Atkinson or risk, losing the game. So, would you play Atkinson in the halves with Trindle and have that combination, the winning combination that you guys had in the past, or would you actually play Nicholas Hines once again in the halves, potentially lose the game, and get absolutely roasted for the whole preseason? What are your thoughts?
Okay. Another question for me. Sorry, guys. I seen this coming after losing, to be fair. Look, do I think we should go Atkinson, Trindle over Nico and Trindle? No, I don't. I think, again, everyone has short-term memory loss where we pumped Manly literally the week before with Nico and Trindle. We versed Melbourne in Melbourne, guys. The team that came first by how many points? 4 fucking points. They were above everyone. Look, did I think we could beat them? Yes, and I still think we can beat them under the right circumstances. Gerard Sutton not being the right circumstance and also being in Melbourne. But as for Atkinson, great player, has done so well for our team. He still gets the bench spot, so he's still coming on with some impact. He's still coming on with some impact. And look, as for Nico, again, I think he has a lot in attack, and we could definitely win a finals game, and hopefully we win this game and shut every single one of you guys up. And I want a written report, a written sorry letter from every single one of you fuckers, including Dan, who's sleeping over there.
Is it September yet?
Okay. Now we have one from Matty C. I'm sure this has nothing to do with Sharks and Nico Hines.
Hey boys, just wondering what I did in a past life. So I go play golf and kill a bird with me driver. And then today I'm driving back from Gunnedah and then a kidna runs out on the fucking road in front of me and I almost rolled the fucking van.
Jesus.
What have I done in a past life?
I don't know if it's in a past life.
I think it might be in this life, Matthew.
Have a good hard look in the mirror, mate.
Some of the comments you say about Nico is not very nice. Some of the comments you make about other people on this podcast isn't very nice. Yeah.
I want to know if the echidna's okay.
Yeah. Is Matt just a cold-blooded killer? Should we be reporting him to RSPCA or I don't know.
Hide your cats, hide your dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Donald Trump was talking about.
Look,
Possibly.
if we were to guess what he did in a past life, what would you think, guys? James?
Was he possibly the Joker?
Possibly.
He's a bit of a menace, big smile.
Okay. Dan, any thoughts on what Matty C could have done in a past life that has
mate.
led to him killing animals? I'm going with Jack the Ripper. I feel like he was just one of the
I don't know. I
Can't
just
think of
can't put it
anything?
into
Can't-
words
okay.
of what he would have done.
Yeah. Many things, Matt.
Many
Okay.
And some of these things we can't say on this podcast. So.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the last speak pipe. It is from Ken's Nan's boyfriend. Interesting. Good to hear that she's got a boyfriend.
Just one last question. After watching round 1 of finals, obviously 2 standout teams, being the Panthers and the Storm. Brendan, I would like to hear your take. Are you still delusional and think that the Sharks will win, or what are your thoughts now, mate?
Well, I've already answered that. I do think we have a chance. Look, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And will we need the likes of Adam G to referee one of these games? Maybe.
Maybe.
They've got better refs, Brandon.
They've
Didn't
got-
you hear Annesley last week?
Yeah. The likes of Ashley Klein, Todd Smith,
Our mate
Gerard,
Todd.
my man Sutton they're just elite. They're elite.
Mate, Ashley Klein's scared of a fucking football.
Yeah. Ashley Klein, mate, he robbed me of that multi because of his head. So, scared of football, I don't know. His head's just a fucking magnet.
It is big and bold.
Okay. Thank you guys for the list of the questions and the speak pipes. Much appreciated. And
Beautiful things. Keep them coming.
can't wait to hear more about Sharks if we do lose or if we do win. I want some apologies from all of you. So
And
we'll see.
damn Dan.
And DM Dan. Don't forget to DM Dan. Okay, now we go to UFC 306. Gentlemen, Sunday in the Sphere. UFC Noche. You'd think with my Ecuadorian
Notch. I can't remember how I was saying it. Yeah.
heritage, I'd be able to pronounce that right. But look, there was a couple fights I wanted to talk about. I didn't watch the whole card. Watched a little bit of the highlights, gentlemen, and
Heard it was a bit of a sleep fest.
Yeah. Dana wasn't happy. Decisions left, right, and center. Now there was one fight in the build-up, which was Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega. Lopez came out and staunched him pretty well, but just couldn't finish him. Won by decision. For him, I guess it's onto the future. Maybe Tapuria, maybe man Volky.
Lopez is pretty dangerous. He's
Yeah.
been looking good.
He's got the hands that hit pretty well, like
Yeah.
like a brick wall. Similar to what the current champion is. So maybe that'll be an interesting one. Then we go to the two title fights. There was the women's flyweight, which was the co-main. It was Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. And that also went to decision, guys. So another snooze fest. Shevchenko winning her championship back from Grasso. And look, I'm sure they'll have many more fights against each other, considering how close they go. Now, gentlemen, the main event, the Bantamweight Championship has been and new Merab Davalishvili beating Sean O'Malley by unanimous decision, I believe. And look, I've seen a lot about this fight, and it's a lot of people talking about how casual fans will say Merab just holds on and does nothing, but he did outstrike him. He did out-wrestle him. He also kissed him on the back during one of the rounds. I like him as just a personality, to be fair. Gentlemen, did you see any highlights? What do you think?
Look, highlights.
Yeah.
No, I saw the kissing on the back.
Yeah, that's all I've seen.
Yeah. Look, from what I've seen and heard, O'Malley was defeated thoroughly, and you could see it in his attitude and his demeanor in the fight.
He had a chance that, like, at the end, he kind of let off some good shots, but didn't really. Too little, too late, some were saying, for Sean O'Malley, the Sugar Show.
Like, you look at those stats that you just put up, fuck, that's a one-sided fight if I've ever seen it.
All those
Yeah.
strikes
Honestly.
are on the ground while he's on top of him.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. But it all equals up to points, and Dana not happy, obviously, having another wrestler get a championship.
Yeah.
Just had Bilal, remember the decision, Muhammad get his title.
I can't remember the exact stat, but it was the combined finishes between both of them. It was
Yeah.
like one or something stupid.
Yeah, it's not good. It's it just shows the superior discipline, obviously being wrestling,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's
There's
the most
been,
boring.
There's been good wrestlers that can finish fights.
Yeah,
DC, an Olympic medalist. Like,
look at why Hamzat and Shavkat is highly touted is because they are both really good wrestlers, but Shavkat just doesn't not finish a fight. Like, he'll always be looking for a sub or
I know Khabib's like one of the goats. Obviously, that's controversial to say, but he finishes fights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Khabib Nurmagomedov, Umar is the bloke they're talking about to fight Marab, another wrestler, but from like
Yeah, I saw
the main
his name.
event of,
His name's like, great fight, Marab. Don't forget my boy.
yeah. So look, will we get another wrestling champion with a little bit? Probably. But for sure, I've seen him say it wasn't his best performance, and he might go to Dagestan to learn some wrestling. So who knows? Who knows?
He seems to have taken it pretty well.
Yeah, I did see a thing from Charles Sun as well. Like, he retweeted that thing where he said, "Sorry, like for my performance." He said, "Don't be sorry about what you've accomplished. You turned a weight division that was on the cards to get scratched into like one of the premier weight divisions that led this big UFC card in the Sphere, like one of the biggest cards they've had." So like he's brought respect to the bantamweight. Now for it to go into a shell of Marab's wrestling. But yeah,
I seen an announcement. I think it was today or yesterday about UFC 309.
Yeah,
Your man,
my man,
Johnny Jones.
Johnny Bones Jones was finally going to get a chance at fighting Steve. I think it's is it November or something like that?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. It is 17th of November. So we got a little while. Oh damn! And they even got the
Charles
undercard.
Oliveira versus Michael Chandler.
Yeah, that's a pretty
going to be a good
beast fight. Bo Nickel as well. So.
Against someone that I don't recognize their name again.
Or Greg.
Guy with two first names, isn't it?
But as for the fights, good stuff, gentlemen. Good fights.
So
I think
the next main.
pretty sure soon we have our boy Whitaker versus Hamzat.
Yeah,
Yes, UFC 308. We have that's a hot card. Looking forward to that.
But obviously next is Pereira. He just fights every second week, doesn't he?
Yeah, like just loves to fight. Loves to.
Man just goes into
win.
a camp, fights, comes out of a camp, goes back into one.
Yeah. But that's all for UFC, gentlemen. Look, now we get into the great NRL talk. Great for some, shit for some. But we get into NRL talk, and we'll actually, instead of going to who impressed us, who let us down, we're going to go through each game, gentlemen, and we can go through who let us down and who impressed us in the game. Okay. The Panthers defeat the Roosters 30-10. James, who impressed you in the Panthers game?
I'm going to steal it. I'm going to look. If I'm first off the rank, I've got to say it, Nathan Cleary.
It's close.
Coming back from injury, we've mentioned it before. We'll probably mention it again, like every time he plays, because the guy is getting better and better.
Yeah.
The impact on the game, the impact on his teammates. Like, look, I also do think it was his dad's like coaching and stuff. I'm pretty sure they would have been flogged the last couple of weeks. That's why they look so flat. They've rested up. They get back Nathan. They look like a different team.
They are next level, and it's an easy win for the Sharks in the future once we get to them. But Dan, mate, who impressed you?
Look, I'm not going to lie. I didn't watch this game because I just knew that Penrith were going to win because it's Penrith with Nathan Cleary back in finals. And he was just going to flop his cock out. So
Nathan Cleary is the man who impressed you by
pretty
flopping
much.
his cock out on live TV, which is it's
on
impressive.
Tedesco's head.
It is impressive. For me, Brian To'o impressed me. He's seemed to take another level up in this semi-final, and just his meters and running is just crazy for a winger.
I think I've seen a stat of like it was him, Edwards, and someone else. They were all over like 200 meters.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck?
I think he's like, with all these people leaving Penrith, he's got to get a decent pay grade upgrade soon, you'd think. But otherwise, other teams are just going to circle, and off he goes as well.
I'll take him.
Yeah, 100%. In the game, though, who let us down? I want to start off by ref bashing.
If you didn't, I would have.
Okay.
It was a bad one.
Ashley Clyde and the forward pass that stopped all momentum for the Roosters. It was all the talk about this game. James, did you think it was forward?
No, funnily enough.
Yeah. Dan, did you think it was forward?
I didn't see it, but yes.
Did you think it was
No,
forward?
no.
Get the fuck out of here. We're ref bashing this podcast, mate.
No, it wasn't forward.
Yeah, well, fuck me. Ashley Klein with these fucking cross eyes.
Yeah.
look, I don't know if it was Klein or if it was the touchy, so I can't go off fully at Ashley, but it just happens to be at Panthers' home ground. The Roosters are coming back, and alas, a forward pass to ruin all momentum. And then from then on, it's the penalty count was like 6-3, I think, as well, Penrith's way. And look, at their home ground, at Melbourne's home ground, you just expect the penalty counts to go the team's way. But it leads me to think, is there an agenda from the NRL? Tinfoil hat on. Did they
got at the counterpoint?
Okay.
Luke Keary should have been sin binned for a professional foul.
Okay. I'm hearing that out as well.
He clearly held him back, and then Keary's the first person to get to the ball.
Yeah.
It wasn't a penalty try, but it was definitely a professional foul. Should have been 10 in the bin and was not
There's actually a
called.
couple things this week where I think there should have been sin bins that didn't happen, but I'll get into that soon as well.
One specifically.
And
in
like,
the
if you're
Sharks game.
if you're a Panthers fan, right? If the Roosters are complaining about the momentum like that, at that stage it was like Penrith had scored 3 tries, absolute dominance. If one of their best players goes to the bin, that could have been fucking 50.
Yeah, true. I can see where you're coming from, but I'm also on my bandwagon of the NRL has an agenda.
Oh yeah.
of
Sorry,
Panthers.
Brandon has an agenda.
Panthers and Storm could not be on the same path, is what I'm getting at here, gentlemen. And
Mate, it's been scripted since round 1.
couldn't have them on the same path because then they'd knock each other out, and that you
Exactly.
don't want that to happen.
And
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's why the Sharks and Roosters lost easy games, so
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
they finished first and second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the Sharks, now we get into what everyone's been waiting for. Every single one of these listeners, Ed and James included, the Sharks lose 37-10. Melbourne Storm winning the game. Gerard starting refereeing the game. Who impressed you, James?
Harry Grant, his
Is that the hat-trick?
first career hat trick, the first hat trick of a hooker in finals football. Very impressive. Obviously, they weren't all standard hooker tries. A couple of I guess support play and kicks.
Yeah.
That is still hooker play. But yeah, especially that wraparound with
Yeah, that was pretty.
like how
pretty good.
do you stop that? That was such a tight line, and then the hit and spin for the offload. It was like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yep. Dan, who impressed you, mate?
Who impressed me? I was impressed by how bad the fucking reffing was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Hey,
probably
man, brother.
I probably stole your answer here, but look,
Nah.
it's there was some calls in there that was pretty fucking terrible.
Did seem very one-sided to
And-
me.
Especially the one where who was it? Nas that hit someone over the
Yeah,
in the head?
hit someone in the head, and then there was
literally no penalty, no
Yeah.
fucking sin bin.
and follow up to after that. Only a minute later, Harry Grant gets hit in the shoulder, and there's a penalty.
Yeah, I
there.
forgot about
but I'll steer clear to that because I'll get who let me down soon. But who impressed me? Yeah, you'd have to go. Grant was very impressive.
Munster.
Munster, the kicking game to that corner in the second half, knowing we were gassed from not having the ball,
Yeah.
was smart. And just their players always around the ball and backing up. We couldn't get our defensive line there again because we were gassed because we didn't have the fucking ball. Okay, who let you down, gentlemen?
Before we go into that, special mention to that pass from Braden Trindle,
Oh yeah, that was
putting
hot.
Nakora to score that try.
That little flick pass.
That was fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
I think I
Yeah,
oozed a little.
I'm pretty sure I got in Matty C's face when that happened, and he deserved it.
Yeah, because he had just got back to the pub. Yeah, that was funny.
James, who let you down?
Look, I don't necessarily want to bash some of the Sharks players because they get a lot of that from online and our friends group. But
No.
2 moments that sort of just show the nerves and you just can't do in finals football, especially in Melbourne against Melbourne. Start of the game, William Kennedy just not deep enough, not prepared.
That was terrible.
That let me down, and then we talked about it earlier. The Nico Hines kick for touch. I think that's an unforgivable.
In a finals game, it was rough to see. Who let you down, Dan?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Nico kick for touch. That was like play NRL week in, week out, I guess he's had his injuries, but I'm like, obviously he was trying to get the further kick downfield.
He just hooked it.
But
Shanked it.
yeah, you take the easy one, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
He was just in aeroplane mode and did not think. And
Yeah.
just fucking fucked that one royally. Who let me down? 5 guys. It's fucking time. Gerard fucking Sutton let me down, the dog. That bloke. Look, I think first half was pretty fairly even reffed, and then he got the call from fucking PVL. Can't be having Storm lose this one, brother. Because the second half was the worst officiating I think I've ever seen. And I'm not putting that down lightly here. It was a 5-0 penalty count and a 1-0 ruck infringement count against one of the best wrestling teams in the fucking comp. We didn't get one penalty. And then as the ones we talked about earlier, the high tackles, our player stays down for a second to be like, are you going to give it? No. And then later, Harry Grant stays down for a fucking shoulder tap and he gets one. It was seemingly that they were expected to trying to boost them up. And then like they had like 70% possession.
yeah.
So you have that. We did make mistakes that half, and I'll agree to that as well. So penalties, mistakes, just all the ball. We weren't in there 20 once, and we just got dominated. And like your players are going to get tired when you have to make 180 tackles more. So that happens. And then all the tries off of the second half were off the kicks, where our players just weren't backing up. Like no one was ready for the tap back, and then they scored like 2 of their tries that way. The wraparound, the kick over to Warbrick. It was tough to watch. The first half though, I think we did well again for all 3 tries being off our fuck ups. Kennedy's one, then Nico's kick that he didn't make the sideline. They scored off that set as well.
Yeah.
And then the one where he got tackled on last, they scored off that set as well. So we really shot ourselves in the foot the first half and brought it back to 10-14, which wasn't too bad. And then the second half was just fuck. Gerard Sutton, you fucked us. You bent us over. You did what Nathan Cleary did and fucking flopped your cock out.
And rammed it in.
And rammed it fucking no lube. So thank you, Gerard. I hope we don't get you this week. If we do, write the game off. He does not like us.
Well,
Not one bit.
I hate to tell you, but you don't have Gerard.
Okay.
You've got worse.
Decline, man.
Pod? Klein. Okay. Oh, look. Actually, Klein's bad, but Gerard Sutton, it has fucked us both Penrith games that we lost by big and now this game.
But
So,
with Klein, you're not versing Penrith or Melbourne. So
yeah. Look. All right, so long as we don't
I
get...
just can't fucking ref.
Yeah. As long as we don't get fucking penalised out of the game. It was an 8-3 penalty count. So in the first half, it was 3-all. And then 5-0 in the second half was just fucking so lopsided. It was.
Yeah.
It's hard to get on the front foot for Nico to do anything or even look bad because he didn't have the fucking ball to do anything. But yeah, look, that's my rant. Fuck you, Gerard Sutton. I hope Adam G gets the grand final when we make that. It doesn't look like it though. Okay.
100% Ashley Klein's getting the grand final.
Yeah, I think so. He got the Origin game as well,
Yeah.
so you'd think he's now
Well,
the
yeah,
number one ref.
He got somehow after getting dropped last year, he gets all 3 origins, and now he's got the 2 you'd say like major semis.
Yeah,
I'd say in the fans' opinion, Adam G is definitely the number 1
the
ref.
fact that he didn't get one over Todd Smith or Grant Atkins is fucked.
And Grant Atkins has got a game this week as well. He's got the second game.
Yeah,
That's so ridiculous.
I think Grant's actually a
Yeah,
pretty
he's a
good
pretty
ref.
good ref. I
I
like
think
him.
him and G are my top 2, but that's each to their own. Todd Smith literally would be
Oh, shit.
my last referee I'll ever have in the finals game.
Yeah.
And speaking of Todd Smith, we go to the Cowboys and Knights game. Cowboys winning 28-16. It was a great game, very
Yeah,
close game.
score doesn't represent how tight it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and,
How was the game, boys? Do you remember it?
Nah.
every single moment of it, like it was yesterday. Dan, we'll go to you. Who impressed you, mate?
Look, I'm gonna say I don't know because I didn't really watch the game.
This bloke just fucking went off. We fell asleep during the game, me and James. We were
These two fell asleep
pretty
right
drunk.
here, and I just sat here on my phone. I'm not gonna lie.
And he has no one who impressed him. Okay, James.
Alan Ponga.
Alan Ponga is pretty
In a
pretty
losing
obvious.
team,
Did
best
everything
player.
shit. All the highlights was of Kalen's fucking that step he did. Fuck me, that
Yeah.
was mint.
Yeah,
Broken hands,
that led
ankles.
to the other player that probably impressed me, Kyle Phelps.
Yeah. Kyle felt that intercept was nice. Tommy Dearden's show and go never fails to amaze me.
Best in the
what
game, you
else?
reckon?
Oh, it's close to Tyrone Wishart, I think.
Yeah.
Because his tries he scored throughout the year.
Yeah,
from his
his
show and go.
one's a bigger dummy, bigger
Yeah.
head fake. I do enjoy it.
Mr. Wishart's pretty good.
Now that you jog my memory, I will say Kyle Phelps' intercept was
Yeah, it was
fucking
pretty hot.
Yeah,
Who else impressed me? Actually, I'll go to who let us down. I'm going to go Dade Gagai for me, who let me down. From all accounts, the drop balls has lost Knights one of the close finals games here. But
I believe they switched him back to Knights mode for the finals.
yeah, why would you do that? He was stuck on Origin mode for a while there, and then you switch him back.
Like 2 to 3 years of Origin mode, and they
Yeah.
fucked it up.
maybe
and
they put a South jersey back on him or something.
yeah. Anyone who let you guys down? Probably just Todd Smith in general. Yeah,
Yeah, Todd Smith, ref bash.
James, any let down?
I let myself down, fall
Yeah,
asleep.
falling asleep. Sorry, guys. We'll be
Look,
better for this.
I've heard the
game.
game was really exciting, guys.
You were pretty sore.
Pretty drunk and some good pizza.
Yeah,
It was
that-
after the Sharks game, so I drowned my sorrows and fell asleep. Impressive. Valentine Holmes, 4 from 5 goals. That bloke can kick a fucking
He
goal.
lost his kicking record.
Ah,
It
why
was
did I think that?
24 in a row,
Yeah.
and the 25th one to equal Can't remember.
Hazem El Masri.
Nah, it was another Cowboys player.
Uh-huh.
It hit the post.
Not
Yeah.
Thurston.
Thurston.
It might have been. I can't remember.
Okay. Well,
I did say it on Saturday night. but-
unlucky there. We go to the next game, gentlemen, and it was between the Doggies and the Seagulls. 24-22, Manly win. Very close game, this one, and it was quite the game to watch. Game of two halves, gentlemen. James, who impressed you?
I'll go Ola Kawatu as a bit of a
Ollie.
rogue one.
Yeah.
Look, this game, the Bulldogs dominated Manly for most of it, and Ola Kawatu was the only Manly player that would dent the line and try to wrestle any momentum back for him. I thought he played outstanding, considering he was up against Kikau, who Kikau also played one of probably his best game in a Bulldogs
Yeah.
jersey. Ola Kawatu was a standout for me.
Yeah, Ollie's defense was fucking next level. It's a shot he was chucking on some people.
Yeah.
Dan, who impressed you?
I think DCE.
I'm
I'm pretty sure it was DCE that put that kick up for Bullymores try.
Mm.
Where was it Hopawade caught it and then
Flicked it.
yeah.
Some would say forward. A lot of Bulldogs fans not happy about that.
I've seen some pretty good evidence for it to be backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've also seen some things about there was a 1 point Daly Cherry Evans wasn't in the scrum, wasn't packed in a scrum, and
Yeah,
they
he
scored
sort
off it or
of
something.
lets his hands go before it's
Yeah.
fed in, but
yeah.
Look, I've seen the Dogs fans blow up about a lot, and look, I will get to that and who let me down, but who impressed me? I'm gonna say the man Tommy Turbo on one shoulder still had moments of fucking
Yeah.
brilliance, and that bloke, you'd take him with one shoulder any day of the week, and just he can be the game winner for Manly, and I think he will probably be the game winner against Roosters, but I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
well, in that case, because none of us said cooler, geez, that
That
like
try, yeah.
yeah,
The run over. He reckons that's
win
his
the
best
game.
try he's ever
no,
scored.
one boot off.
Yeah. Connor
Yeah.
Tracy, ex-Sharks legend, couldn't make the tackle.
I tell you what,
Unfortunate.
like him in another team playing fullback, I
Mm.
reckon it'll be gone.
This is true. This is true. Who knows? Maybe Tommy goes to Santo eventually. Who
Yeah.
let you down, gentlemen? James.
Reed Marnie.
Mm.
So Bulldogs are dominating. He gives away a couple of rake penalties. Didn't need it. That let Manly back into the game early. And then after putting a great shot on, I forget exactly which Manly player it was, but then he comes in with the swinging arm that starts that little brouhaha,
Yeah.
and that was the main turning point where Manly kicked properly into gear and scored the last 2 tries to get the win.
Well, look, I'll go to Dan Sue, let him down soon, but who let me down? I'm going to ref bash again because this is the ref bashing podcast. Grant Atkins and the video fucking bunker. Most times during this year and during any kind of brouhaha, if you were to judo throw a man, you would probably be getting 10 minutes in the bin. Now, I think both
And Curran?
Curran and DCE should have got 10 in the bin. If that happened, Manly don't fucking win the game. Let me
definitely.
tell you, without DCE, they're gone. And Marnie's got under the skin of a lot of players throughout the year, but this is the first time someone's been allowed to do anything about it. And fucking
Nobody did anything to Marnie.
yeah, but like it led to the judo throw, and like obviously Curran with the fucking big slap.
Yeah.
I just
But,
love that part when Daly Cherry Evans just drags him by the head down.
Yeah, but like
great.
that's second man in. That's fucking
Yeah.
turn of the beard any
It
fucking
was
day of the
fourth
week.
man in.
Yeah.
Curran was the third.
But
Aaron was Sammy third, eh?
Dan, who let you down, mate?
Oh, fuck! I can't even think. I watched the
Um,
game like 3 times because I just let Foxtel go on. Fuck, just the refs.
The refs.
again.
Yeah, fuck the refs. The
Fuck the refs.
crowd, the fight after the fucking game.
Oh yeah. No, I'll say the Bulldogs crowd because they didn't show up in Belmore after they lost.
Oh no, there was riots, but
Yeah,
just
they
not
just-
in
yeah, they
Belmore.
just- What
There was riots
was
in
the
fucking
situation
Accor
there? Like
Stadium.
multiple injured.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen like the photos of the bloke with fucking bloody face and shit like that. It's like,
Yeah, I literally seen that
Jesus.
photo
Like,
before we started.
Look, I know some Bulldogs fans that are quite nice and humble, despite what Matty C seems to think of them. But yeah, there's a reason why. I hate when like I hear it on bloke podcasts like, people are already hating the Bulldogs because they're finding success. No, we always hated the Bulldogs
Yeah.
because their fans carry on like that.
like Bulldogs fans in general, good for the game. 50,000 people at that game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, right? But there's the certain type and the certain people in their fan base that are hooligans and
Yeah.
and lead to fights after the Raiders game and now after this game as well. That's what you don't like to see.
Like, mate, get the drums out, get everything. Like
Yeah.
that stadium was packed. It was fucking outstanding, and then they just ruin it after it in such a great game like 24-22.
Yeah.
that's yeah.
It's going to turn people away from the game if like
Oh,
fans
yeah.
are going to act
Well,
like that.
I remember like when we were growing up, it was like you don't want to go to Bulldogs games because you might get hit.
Bro, I'm still shitting it if I go to a
Yeah.
Bulldogs game, even though I'm 6'5".
And now it's coming back to that because of recent times. But
Yeah.
look, we'll jump out of that. That was the finals week 1 wrapped up, gentlemen. Great games, but now guess what? We go into week 2, and there's 2 games we have to talk about. We're going to give not our in-depth analysis. We're just going to give our predictions, gentlemen. We got the Sharks versus the Cowboys, 4th versus 5th, 7:50 on Friday night. Big game, huge game. James, who you picking? How much?
I don't know whether it's the fucking little Sharks man that fucking keeps talking, but I think the Cowboys. Look, I think Sharks get the job done, but I think they win by 2 points in a bit
Ooh.
of a tight one,
You think
a bit of
Nico
a
kicks
nervous one.
the goal, or do you think Clutchkinson
No, I
takes
think
one?
I think
Or
like
Trindle.
maybe you are up by 8, the Cowboys get to
They
6,
come
and
back.
then they don't kick the 2-point field goal or something like that.
Valentine's
Because I
Day
just
miss.
don't know if he's have the.
Sweet. I'll take it. I'll take a win. Dan.
Look, you both know I've been going for the Sharks
Mm.
throughout the final series.
Yes.
And it may just be to piss a certain person off.
I agree. And it's good. It's good to see.
But I think the Sharks will prove the naysayers and the haters wrong.
Mm.
And I think they will win a finals game. They will not go out in straight sets. But as James said, I think it'll be close.
you know what, this game's too close to have 3 people support the Sharks. I'm going the Cowboys. And for the exact same thing that I said, but they do hit it.
I haven't given my opinion yet.
But yeah, Cowboys could fucking make the grand final. That if they click, which I don't know if we've seen for 80 minutes ever, but fuck, they look good in periods.
But the thing is, they'll have to verse Penrith next week.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to take a bit of rogueness to beat a Penrith.
Yeah, look, 2 times we versed. Cowboys got to win. We got to win. Both teams can definitely pull out the win. I think Sharks, if we get going, we get humming, we can be unstoppable at times. So hopefully that happens for us. But I'll stay close as well. I'll go with James's 8 points. I think we might win by 8, and they don't get that comeback try. But after that, obviously, we then have to verse Penrith. We beat Penrith, and then it's a Cinderella story for Nico. Gets to verse Melbourne in the grand final, and that's where we come full circle, baby. And he clutches up.
Well, I'll be really impressed. What will be your first time beating Penrith in how many years?
Oh, yeah, since Nico's been here.
I've seen Val say that he does have a little thing inside him that he wants to knock his off.
Yeah, look, he did it
former
last
club
time
and
as well.
everything. So,
and we have a pretty prolific history, these 2 clubs.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he has a little thing that he wants to knock him off, and not just, hey, I'm playing in a finals game and I really, 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 really want to win.
Really want to win before I go to
Nah,
Dragons.
it's a little thing. It's a
Okay.
little thing.
Now,
It's a fucking nipple-sized dick.
yeah, the nipple-sized dicks. Okay, the next game, it is the Saturday night, 7:50, Roosters versus the Seagulls, 3rd versus 7th. James, who are you picking? How much?
Manly by 8.
Manly by 8. Dan, who are you picking? How much?
I'm going Manly by 14.
14. Big game. I think this one will be the close one. I think it's going to be a field goal by DCE to win the game. And I think both teams have a great pack. And obviously, the halves of Manly are better. Luke Brooks, I want to see him win another finals game, that man.
Yeah.
He's never lost
bless
one.
Bless his soul.
Never lost one, yeah.
But as for Roosters, their spine not as strong as what it could be. Keary having to steer the ship. So that's the only reason I can see Manly winning.
Can I just say, can you scroll down? Those 2 names in the ends, are
Victor
they starting?
So Hargraves is starting. Victor Radley is 22nd man. So he can come into the squad late.
That if
JWH is back, so that's big.
If Radley starts, I think that's an even bigger inclusion.
Do we see a Hargraves last farewell as a sin bin or send off?
Almost guaranteed.
Oh yeah. As for we didn't mention in the Sharks. Sharks have Jesse Raymond's 22nd man as well, and then you also have Chad Townsend also in the extended list for Cowboys. But would you put Chad Townsend in the team?
No.
And a similar Nico Hines situation where Atkinson's going so well, Clifford's going so well, would you?
They dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not coming in.
He's not coming back?
He's just there as a just in case.
All right.
And I think Jesse Ramian definitely comes into your
I
team.
think he does as well. I want to see Jack Williams out of the fucking team after his
push
multiple
Siffer back
weeks
to the
of-
bench.
of drop balls and penalties that
Yeah.
Blake gives away. But yeah, just depends on how his ankle is, and yeah, we'll see how the Sharks go.
I'll put it this way. I'll be surprised if he doesn't play.
Yeah, definitely when it's do or die situation. Okay, that is all the NRL talk done and dusted, gentlemen. I know it was a lot to get through, guys, and I know you were on the edge of the seat hearing my ref bashing. But that's the NRL talk. We go to now the NRL questions, gentlemen. I'm sure there's some we'll be able to skip through because I've probably fucking answered it all.
Moving on.
Now, we go from the Paracave podcast. He asks, should NRL finals be played at a Core, Allianz, or CommBank Stadium only? James.
I don't mind how it currently is, where if you've got a suburban ground, you get your first home final there. It's it's hard to. To be fair, right now it's really only Shark Park that can only fit 13,000. I just don't think you could do that.
Yeah.
Like if 20,000, you got more of an argument, or like thereabouts. What's your normal capacity? Like 18. Or,
Yeah.
like, but like, yeah, I think opposition fans deserve a chance to get a ticket. Not yeah.
I am a big fan of how it is now. Like that first week, I think you should be able to play and get that home ground advantage. What
Definitely, yeah.
Melbourne and Penrith got. I don't think we could put it any better way. I would say the team should get to pick out of the core Allianz or Combat.
Yeah,
when
I
it
do
comes
like
down
that.
to that as well.
Yeah.
That way, say a team from bloody South Sydney doesn't have to play at Western Combank or whatever.
So I've seen like you were happy to have it here rather than fucking Combank where they originally were sounding like they were scheduling you. But you guys have not played a game at Allianz.
That's why we have such a big hopes, you know.
Yeah.
The odds are
Like the new Allianz Stadium, I mean. But yeah,
I honestly think that like a core stadium should be reserved for finals only. There should not be fucking.
It does seem like a ghost town when there's not that many
Yeah,
people
it's
there.
so shit
I
when
think of
there's
it like
when there's normal season
like
games
that was
there.
a big regular season game, the Para Bulldogs game, and it's still fucking half empty.
Yeah, that's like you go there, like Origin or a grand final, you get 83,000 people in there.
Yeah,
That is fucking atmosphere. Your dick's hard for that fucking whole stadium.
your
full.
nipple dicks or
Your
your,
nipple dicks, your dick
dick
nipples.
are hard. Thank you for the question, Paracave Podcast, Troy. We'll go to the next one. It's from Matt. Are the Sharks not dropping Nico? We already know he's playing. Don't need the answer. Matt, he goes, what do you guys think the ladder difference of the Knights with and without KP is? So how much of a sway does this man have? I think a lot. James.
Oh well, they finished 8th this year, and I think they finished like 2nd or 3rd last. Without him, they couldn't score a point earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion of James. Like they finished second. I
The
reckon
thing is, they play a gritty style at least.
Yeah.
So
they would have been in the Spoon Bowl instead of Para. I reckon.
I have seen like a lot of talks of they need to change their style where it doesn't heavily revolve around KP because like his HIAs and injuries have been similar to of a turbo or your big game players who get
Their
down.
forward pack is fairly old. Like you got Tyson Frizzell, Saifidi brothers.
I think
one of them's gone.
yeah, one of them's gone. Their Instagram story seems like he's
Yeah,
out after their last game. But yeah, look, I think these guys nailed it on the head. KP is a big factor for their team. So unlike the Tigers, they don't have any big.
until next year when Matt Blazers Luai every week.
Yeah. Okay. This one's from Matt. He asks, is it a tragedy that someone like SJ that changed the game doesn't have a Prem, but Hines gets one? More Hines bashing from Matt. I really like that question he asked earlier. I think we nailed it to a T. You didn't do anything in a past life. It's this life, mate. Is it a tragedy SJ didn't get a premiership? Yes. I think he played really well and probably deserved one. But to take one off of other people was pretty fucking harsh, mate. Take a good look in the mirror.
Like, I find it a bit bizarre when people say that. Like, the only one I could ever say is Hindy, and that's because in 2009 we were robbed, quite literally.
Yeah,
By
definitely.
cheating bastards.
Can you really say Hines got a grand final win? Because
Got a
he
ring,
never got
brother.
on the field. He may have got the ring, but he never got on the field.
NRL Grid didn't accept him as an answer.
Got a
I
ring.
remember that.
He's now got an Origin Series win and a grand final win. That guy and a Dally M. So fuck. Immortal talk
He's done
soon.
it all.
Immortal talk soon. I can't see how he's not in the
Football
line.
completed it.
Yeah.
He could probably retire.
Yeah, honestly.
Please. No. Okay. Next question, Matt. He asks, question for James. Do you worry as an Eel supporter that you may never see your team win a Prem? I love
Every
Prem talk.
single night.
Yeah. This plays on repeat.
His sleep paralysis demon is actually the premiership trophy.
So close. Mitchell Moses, please.
Try your best, but you don't succeed.
Oh, wait, that was pretty good. We might get
Yeah, we might
copyrighted.
get copyrighted. Do you feel the same, Matt? I know you won in 2005, but like, do you feel like you'll never see a finals appearance from West Tigers? I want to hear that answer. Okay, next question. He asked, "Did you boys see the streets of Belmore? It looked pretty quiet." We already kind of mentioned this, but Belmore was very quiet. The streets of Sydney, though, they were bashing people, so not so quiet.
Yeah.
All right, now horse racing, gentlemen. Unfortunately, literally today, Riff Rocket, one of the premier horses over last year, has passed away, winning the likes of the Rosehill Guineas and the Australian Derby. I've definitely backed it a couple times for wins. J-Mac rides it so elegantly. Passed away during surgery. Condolences to the owners and all the fans of Riff Rocket. Hard to hear. A lot of good horses passing this year. So no good. But look, we move on and we get into the horse racing that happened over the weekend, gentlemen. Mr. Brightside's back, baby.
Done it.
I'm Mr. Brightside. Beats Pride of Jenny in the Maccabi Diva Stakes. It's a thing of beauty.
It was a glorious race as well.
It's so good to see it winning again. Beating Pride of Jenny, the juiced up horse.
And it looked like Pride of Jenny was going to do another gap job.
Yeah.
I think you were, because you were saying that other day.
Yeah.
That was its normal run.
Yeah.
The gap job was something different.
It's when you have the extra distance. Like, it still was only, I think 1,600.
Yeah.
Not much distance for it to get that proper gap job going. So, look, it still will have its races, I'm sure, in the future. But happy to see Brightside get a win. And as for Via Sistina, fuck. The boys were on it on their $6 odds. Now, the next race we want to talk about was Lucas's Pride and Joy, Storm Boy, getting another loss, losing to Traffic Warden and a Node in the Run to the Rose. So, Storm Boy not getting the win, gentlemen. What do we think about the race, Dan? I know you have a keen eye for horses.
Yeah, totally. I just, Stormboy was like, he was at the front. Like, they said he jumped second last. He got to the front, and then you could just see him just slowly starting to go back as the other horses.
Not having the legs.
Yeah.
Not having the legs.
He does have legs, but he just didn't have the legs.
Yeah, he is a big boy. But look, I'm sure Stormboy again will be in some more big races in the future. So look forward to that. That's all for horse racing, though, gentlemen. And unless you have anything else you really want to bring up,
Fraser McGurk hit a nice 50 in a losing Australia side against England in a T20.
Oh yeah, you did mention the England.
Yeah, we've
game,
won
right?
one, lost one. I don't know if the third one's happened yet, but yeah.
Okay. Look forward to see if we won the 2020 matches. Good stuff, though, gentlemen. Obviously, stubby holders still on the Couch Commentators shop. Go check them out. Go buy them and support the channel. And we will go and we'll see you guys next week, eh?
Appreciate it.
Catches.